everybody. Welcome back. Taking a look at a movie today, along with a video game. The movie being the Twilight Samurai, and the game being Ghost of Yotei. And really, besides the fact they both feature samurai, that's really the only thing they have in common story-wise. But I was going to do a video on Ghost of Yotei, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll pull out a samurai movie to go along with it. And Twilight Samurai is not only one of the better samurai movies, but it's an all-time great movie. It may be in my top 5. It's definitely in my top 10. It's a really incredible film. So let's start with that. We'll move this over here and take a look at the Blu-ray here. So this is a j.a.s.m.r film, and it came out in 2002, I think. 2011? Package and artwork. The Blu-ray must have come out in 2011. 2002. Okay, so that makes sense. 'Cause I had this on DVD, and then I upgraded when the Blu-ray came out. I would certainly upgrade again because it could use a new transfer, I feel, but I haven't seen anything, which is a little surprising to me because this movie was really popular in Japan and pretty much swept the awards that year, and it was nominated for Best Foreign Film, and it lost to a Canadian film no less. I don't even know what movies were Best Picture nominees in 2002, but whatever they are, they weren't better than this, so this would have been my movie of the year. If you recognize this actor here, that's Hiroyuki Sanada, who has been in a lot of movies. Actually, 2002, that would have been around the same time. I'm trying to think when Sunshine came out. That was an English-speaking role for him. I don't know if it was one of the first English-speaking roles. And he was also in The Last Samurai, which came out around the same time as this as well, I think. Granted, again, he's been in a lot of movies, but probably everyone knows him now from, at least in North America, with his role in Shogun, which I started to watch, and I didn't really care for it. I watched a couple of episodes and kind of fell off it. But this movie, I was reading this before the video. It's a really small font. Maybe you can actually read that, but you shouldn't. It's basically like 2/3 of the movie. So I don't want to give that much of the movie away if you end up watching this movie at some point. I'm not sure where it's available to stream, actually. I hope it's widely available, because I feel this is a must-watch for really anyone. So the story is, Sanada plays a samurai. His name's Sebe, and I'm not a Japanese expert, so I'm not going to get into like the different ranks of samurai. It would just be making stuff up as I go along, but he seemingly is in the lower rank, so he doesn't get paid very much money. He has 2 daughters in the movie, and his mother lives with him as well. She's in need of care, and his wife recently passed away. So the movie opens, his wife, I think he just recently paid for the funeral, which really put him in financial straits. Like, things aren't going very well for him financially. But he finds content. He finds content. He finds happiness. He is content with his simple life with his daughters, and this character here is a childhood sweetheart, and she recently had a divorce with her husband who was abusive, and they find themselves, reminiscing and what have you. I could say that's essentially the movie where Seibe is doing his mundane duties as a samurai. He's trying to make ends meet. The other samurai don't understand why he doesn't want to go out drinking with them. He always goes home at the end of the day, so his nickname is Twilight. Of course, it can also be interpreted as like a certain period of time. And he finds himself in a situation where he needs to put his life at risk for Tomo, and that situation exposes his abilities to the rest of the clan. It's a really quiet movie. It's a really thoughtful movie, and it's a very compelling movie. The performances are perfect, and the setting. I recently watched Master and Commander, and that's a movie where it feels like a piece of history. I'm not talking about historical accuracy necessarily, but you kind of feel like you're on the ship. It's like, oh wow, this seems really accurate when it comes to like the sets and how people are speaking, whether they are or not, I don't know. But this feels the same way, where it just feels like you walked in to this place and time, and the score is phenomenal. The fight scenes are few but amazing, and it's just such an incredible movie. Like, I feel more people should know about it. It's again something that I can't imagine anyone disliking. I don't care what movies you like, and the anytime a movie is an all-time movie, it transcends the genre. So absolute must-watch movie if you can find a way to watch it. Can't say enough good things about it. So let's shift gears a little bit, and we'll put this over here and take a look at Ghost of Yotei now. I'll read the back of this. So this is a spiritual sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, which came out like 6 years ago or so. This takes place around Mount Yotei. I think that's in Hokkaido. I should know that. My nephew was fortunate enough to go to Japan recently, and he went to Hokkaido, and I'm 99% sure that's where Mount Yotei is. So this, at the northern edge of Japan, beyond the reach of the samurai, a new warrior rises from the ashes of her homestead. Filled with fury and determination, Atsu, that's the protagonist here, will hunt down those responsible for the death of her family and exact her revenge. And we have this in French. This is the Canadian release, so we have bilingual. Let's take a look at the inside here. And we have, what is this, pre-order content? I didn't actually cash this in, if you will. We got an in-game mask, and then we have some avatars. So I'll more than likely sell this at some point, so a little bonus for whoever ends up buying it. And then we have a little ad here for Ghost of Tsushima, the director's cut. And Sony put out a few director's cut, which is kind of odd phrasing. It's not like a movie. These are just these are games that tend to have the DLC included. And then we do have some interior art here. So it's kind of difficult to see. I guess I can go the extra mile here and pull it out, right? So There we go. Not bad. I do like the fact it does have the title on the spine there. Sometimes it doesn't always happen with the reversible art, so if you wanted to flip it and put it on the shelf, you're not wondering what is this game. Some difficulty here, sliding this back in. The struggle is real. Okay, alright, so put these back. Snap this so it's not too loud. Okay. So I beat this. It took a while for me to beat it. It came out in October. It was a game I was really looking forward to. I really enjoyed Ghost of Tsushima and the DLC for that, and the new characters seemed really intriguing. I didn't play. There was a Ubisoft game, Assassin's Creed game, can't remember the name of it, but it's their samurai one. I skipped that one because occasionally I play those Assassin's Creed games, but I find them really exhausting to play. I did like the Greek one, and I played the Norse one as well. That was one that I felt, geez, the last like 20 hours, which is a long time, felt like a real slog to me. So anyways, I skipped the samurai one because I knew this was coming out and I didn't want to play games, 2 open world samurai games, though right now I'm playing Neo 3 and it's incredible, but that's a little bit different than Ghost of Yotei. And overall I liked the game. I found it not a slog, but a bit boring to play. Like, I think the combat was a little too similar to Ghost of Tsushima, even though like you get new weapons, the concept behind it is pretty much the same, and this type of weapon counters the other type of weapon, so it's almost like paper, rock, scissors over and over and over again. And even though I found Atsu a fantastic character, I didn't really find the characters in her orbit to be that interesting. She has to take revenge on the gang who murdered her family, and I really don't spend too much time with them. So I was expecting, I guess, more cutscenes, or at least more instances where we spend time with these characters, not to, like, there's all this empathy for these characters now that have murdered our hero's family. Just more to get a general understanding of their motivations. And for a game that took me like 60 hours, no, it took me 50 hours to beat the game, and there's a few things I haven't done yet. But I did all the bounties and went all the camps. It's like mostly spinning foxes around and puzzles that are more tedious that I haven't gotten around to. But it looks incredible. Like the world they created here, which is based off a real place, it's very painterly, very much like Tsushima. Like that doesn't necessarily have the most details, but it's just a really enjoyable world to roam around in. It has a very leisurely pace to it. It's not in a hurry to get anywhere, for better or worse. It's just a matter for me, like when you have a game this long, it has to have like either a really interesting story that I want to move along, or combat that I find highly enjoyable. So even if I'm pushing through a non-existent story, like more like a traditional arcade game, I can't get enough of it. And this game kind of didn't really have either for me. It was all very good, but people seem to love this game, so I may be in the minority there. I did love Tsushima, so maybe I was just more burnt out on that type of gameplay. And right now I'm playing Neo, which is gameplay supreme. So definitely 2 different types of games, though, more story driven, and then Neo is just like the arcade gameplay. So maybe I'll do a video on that. Anyways, thanks for watching.